Alright guys, hey, it's Josh here with Inkology. Welcome to the channel. If you're new, please like and subscribe right away. That helped me out, as well as just be a kind gesture of awesomeness. But Inkology is about artists coming together, like inking of all different styles, from anime to classical to, even painting and whatever you desire. But I created it so that way people have a positive channel to draw, and if you're a beginner or professional, you can just help each other out in many ways. So definitely join the Discord if you haven't already. But today we're going to be continuing the Adam and Eve front page of this book. Got this watercolor sketchbook that I want to fill in. So I've been working on ideas of how I would want to portray it, and we're going to start with inking Adam today. You can see he's in distress because his woman is gone off the deep end. But I wanted to show something I worked on recently and just got a reprint of it. Let me pull up the YouTube channel here. If you hear some noise and stuff, it could be possibly my fan because it's hot, 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 hot. If you hear some music, that is my medieval lo-fi, you know. Hopefully it's copyright free. So earlier today, I was looking for a printer for my, I'm gonna start selling my stuff online, and I've been so busy with so many other things that I'm just now getting to it, which really sucks. But I found a printer, a little mom and pop's place. They're not really art printers, but they do a good job. So they printed this out for me today. This is the Spider-Man versus Batman. Can't really see it too well because it's too close. We get in focus, but you can see here, it's a pretty good size. Here's my hand, so it's a good size piece of paper. I think it's like 10 by 16 or something. It came out really good. Now this is a glossy finish. The ink here is glossy, so I asked them if I could use matted paper, a special type of paper, and then the ink might not show up so glossy. But we're gonna try them out. I'm gonna give them a shot for a little while. This is a really nice print. I think this is something anyone who receives it is gonna be very excited about it. Yeah, so you can see here, the blacks are really nice and black. You can see the marker of my strokes on my pen. I mean, it caught every detail. The scanning was really good. That's what. Sorry, I have my window open because it's so hot. But yeah, I have all these different lines that I've drawn at different values, and everything was scanned in perfectly. And they even gave me the TIFF file after they scanned it. This is Pavitra Pakar, something like that. Indian Spider-Man versus Batman. I don't know why Batman's in Mumbai, but he's there. Everything came out really pretty. I really enjoyed it. I think I should have erased some stuff on the original so it wouldn't scan in. But this will be for sale on my website for like, I don't know, I haven't decided what I want to do it for, maybe like 25. And then it's signed. Everything will be signed by me. Maybe 30. Maybe I'll do 35. I'm sorry, because it's going to cost a bit to. The paper I might be using is a little bit more expensive than this one here. But yeah, I just want to show you because I'm excited that this is actually moving forward in the progress of the shop, Inkology shop. 1 second. Let me put this back. All right, so we got about an hour here to draw, and hopefully you can see the lines here. Let me darken it a little bit. There we go. Now I took away, I erased Eve. She was down here, didn't like how she was coming out. So I was like, oh man, my pen's over there. Darn it. Oh, why am I zoomed in, Josh? Zoom out. I don't know how people film and their stuff doesn't shake all the time. My tripod is so shaky. I mean, it's not on a tripod, it's on a C-stand, but either way, very, very shaky. Don't like it. Okay, let's get to drawing. I'm sure you guys are like, what the heck is this guy doing? He's not even drawing. Let me get his face going. So the envisionment for Adam, what I envisioned for this biblical sketchbook is a scientific approach, a historical accurate, or not historically accurate, it's going to be a lot of fantasy, but there's going to be a lot of like merging between theologies. And for example, let's say Adam and Eve were real. We take into account that the first man was a primate of sorts, and he came to be aware of his, good and evil or bad, or maybe just becomes intelligent somehow, which I don't think happened. I think it was a long million-year process of these Homo sapiens and primate species developing and learning how to use tools, learning how to make fire, learning how to control it, blah, blah, blah. With that comes a lot of education and a lot of belief systems, right? So I think I don't agree with the Bible on this, and even though I love the Bible very much, I think it's a fantastic book that everyone should read. There's a lot of stuff that just theologically is hogwash, and I trust scientists and that, National Geographic far more than I trust a preacher on Sunday. Now, am I saying that churches are bad? No. Well, I don't know. That's a hard one to say. Not churches are bad, but many churches today find themselves in a theological knot, as well as a financial system where they are more politically encouraged, and in which that's why this book exists, so that I can teach people through through art that maybe possibly they can look at things differently, because that's how it happened back in the Renaissance. The art was what molded and shaped people's ideas and theology, right? We look at Jesus as a white man, not because he was a white man, but because Da Vinci or somebody or Michelangelo had created such a thing, a character. It probably wasn't even him. I think the original white guy was much later, but yeah. And no one's dared, in all of history, no one's dared to draw God, which I'm going to be drawing God. We always do the old man with the beard, but I want to draw him as he's described in the Bible. It'll be hella hard, but I think it'll be well worth it. I'm going to get so much hate. I'm going to get so much hate. I'm going to get canceled so fast. But it's alright. That's what art's for. Anyway, so we have him in distress. Let's zoom in. Ooh. At least as much as possible. You know what? I wonder if I can zoom in even further on this. Let's try something, guys. There we go. Frozzy, Frozzy, Frozzy. I like saying your name, Frozzy. It's a fun name to say. Okay, stop shaking the camera. Yes, I'm going to draw God. But to keep it a finale, God's going to be at the very end of this book, not at the beginning. I have a very specific reason why I'm doing that. No, don't do advertisements on this, please. God. One of the reasons I'm drawing God at the end. Oh man, I need a paper. Sweating here. Shoot. is that in the Bible, the first verse, no, Genesis 1, not the first verse. Genesis 1 states that God created man and woman, a man in our image, right? Which means that there is more than one God present, or not, well, hierarchy of God. Now, a lot of theology says that it's Christ or the Trinity or, something of that nature, but that's not how historically the Jews, the Israelites, originally created the religion to be. That's a Christian perspective that has developed within the last, a couple thousand years. And, the Israelites have been practicing this for quite some time now. So, in which if you want to know more, study Bart D. Ehrman's book called How Jesus Became God, I think it is. Something like that. And it kind of goes through the introduction of religions, how they first started in the Middle East, and how they all fed off of each other, and some of the earliest religions and such. And this is in the case that the Judaism and the Israelites, they didn't see it. They much of their religion is a monotheistic religion, but they were not ignorant or, I guess, display any kind of rejection to a pantheon of gods. In fact, some of their parts of their Bible even reveal that that God is acknowledging other gods that are present. So, this in the case, I hope to draw God in a very accurate way that I think is accurate. I know it's all interpretive, obviously. But in order to draw him, I need to explain all of his creation and all of the Bible as much as possible. So he will be the very last thing I draw. Because you would have to see every image before that, every image of the entire Bible or in a collection of Christian and Jewish writings, Enoch and all that stuff. You'd have to see all the angels. You have to see everything to understand what God would look like, I think he's a collective image that needs to be understood that way. So that being the case, you're not getting him for a long time. Probably a couple years. Or longer. Maybe a couple decades. Anyways, Frozzy, how are you doing, huh? How is your day going? Oh, my hip is murdering. Having bad dreams, huh? You know what? I'm in the same boat with you, buddy. I have had nightmares every single night for the last probably 2 weeks now. Any specific bad dreams that are reoccurring or bothering you a lot? Ooh, dreams that make you wake up angry. Those are the worst. Because you can't shake that mood for the rest of the day, huh? Well, I'm sorry about that. The devil is right about humans? And what would that be? What would he be right about? funny. I was studying about the devil today, Satan, Lucifer, and he used to sit. He in the book of Job. He's allowed into the courtroom of heaven and to even talk to God in a way that is like pushy. Like he's pushing God to test Job, and he even does a gamble with God, which is kind of wild to think. But then we accuse him of being this like demon character. But then nothing in the Bible really gives him that persona. There's statements about hell and stuff, but it's not his persona. Oh yeah, bowing down to humans, I don't blame him. So I posted a question on Facebook today. I use my Facebook account as my questionnaire for Christianity, just to push my fellow Christians over the edge because they get mad real easily, and I kind of like it. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of hilarious. But I asked them today. I go, did God? No. Yes, the other day was, did God create evil? And they said no. But then I asked them, do angels have free will? Because you have to think about that one heavily, right? Like if they do have free will, then they're no different from man and woman, right? And you have to think of like Lucifer convinced a whole bunch of angels to come down with him as he fell. So there must be a little bit of free will, but then again, God created them. So what's the difference between an angel and man if we both have free will? What would be the difference between humans and angels if we both have free will? Right? The angels would have more power. They would definitely be like, they can cause wars, they can create comets, they can do all kinds of stuff. They're super powerful. Angels are far more powerful than demons. Demons apparently are pretty powerful. So if they have free will, why would God create them that way, and what would split us in, what would make them different from us? And then if God knows everything, did he not know the angels would revolt and Satan would become Satan, or Lucifer would become the Satan figure in Christianity, right? And I think the Christian explanation for this is, God is not evil. Evil is the absence of God. But can there be an absence of God? As God is everything, all things, all at once, everywhere, right? In him being the creator of the earth, did he not know that evil would be created through Satan or Lucifer? And so on. So there's a lot of issues that I think Christianity needs to answer, but they don't want to answer. I think through history, throughout the centuries, they have deflected it into theology, and that's why you have so many different variations of the theology. But I think the offset is that even though I believe in God, I'm a believer of God, not the Israelite God, but I guess partially, right? As I was raised in it. The issue is that Christianity has too many fingers in politics and things that do not use logic at all. And when people press against that stuff, I think the Christian faith goes, "Oh, we're being persecuted," but it's like, no, you're not being persecuted. You shouldn't be a part of the conversation when it comes to science. Like, we've seen you burn witches. We've seen you, Galileo got in prison because he was like, the earth revolves around the sun, not the other way around. And the popes and the bishops were like, "No, that's blasphemy," which is crazy. Yeah, people interpret God in a very, very warped way. But it's comforting. That's because we're humans, right? Like you just said, you understand why, the devil didn't want to bow down to us is because we warp things to be for ourselves and not for the greater cause, and without logic. We don't use logic very often. We like to think we use logic, but we don't. We just get angry and cause wars. But I'm not the wisest man on the earth, so I don't know. I'm just speaking my thoughts. Yeah, a lot of people, a lot of my friends are like, Josh, you need to go back to church. You need Jesus, which is hilarious. I think artists do understand God better than most. I think they understand because they know the struggles of art and creation. They know that creation is not perfect. They know the flaws in creation. Like, yeah, exactly, Farazi. They see the world through a creator's eyes. I fully agree. And I think the way Christianity is taught, it's trying to teach people to look through the lens of a political eye, of a dominant eye, not an artistic eye. I truly wish it wasn't, but it's fine. It's fine. I think in the end, a meteor is going to destroy us all, anyways. And then, what does it even matter at that point, right? Like I have to keep reminding myself, like, man, I have each day that passes, I'm becoming closer to death, right? Like as an older guy, like I can't run away from the fact that death is knocking at my door each day closer and closer. I'll probably have 50 years if I stay healthy. But the way people get cancer these days and stuff, and all the chemicals in our food and everything that we have is like, I have to admit that I'm a human too, But do I want to spend it fighting, living it without a lack of logic, or would I want to just enjoy the days that I do have? So in which artistic illiterate people, there's a lot of those. But thank God there are a lot of those, actually. You know why? Because those are the people that hire artists. Yeah, I know. So it's like, it sucks. Literally every client is artistically illiterate. But I gotta thank them for being illiterate. Back is murdering me right now. Yeah. I don't know. Religion's a hard thing. I think that everyone is allowed to have their religion as long as it's not harmful to others, But unfortunately, when I study harmful religions, there's a lot of religions that are very harmful when you're in them, kind of cultish, right? But you don't have to be in them. You have a choice. Whereas Christianity is one of those things that we do missionary work. We force you to believe, or we condemn you, or we outcast you, or we, like, that's I don't call myself a Christian, just to let you know, but I am surrounded by that community because most of my friends are, and I was raised in it, so that's why most of my friends are. But it's an aggressive, very almost violent religion, but Christians don't see that because they're like, no, I'm loving, I donate money, I help and volunteer. But it's like, well, how many of your friends are not Christian, and how loving are you to them without condemning them or trying to pressure them to go to church? Like, I love their soul, I want their soul to be saved, that's why I do it. It's like, well, you think that's helping the way that you go to mission small countries where they don't have anything and offer them financial freedom and things that are kind of like enticing to them, the things that they need, and then you just leave? Like, is that love or is that wanting you to feel better, right? Like, it's colonization at its best. That's why I stopped being a missionary. But I don't know. There's a lot of things that need to be corrected, and I think art can do it. I think that artists can do it as long as they have, you know, they study a little bit. But I think it can be done. Yeah, regardless of religion, we're all screwed up. But religion, can be good for people. I know that there's like, so I was doing the indigenous documentary, and we were in a reservation area, and one of the gentlemen, he was drunk, like plastered drunk, and he was like so thankful this pastor was there, and he was like, you're my brother. Thank you so much for always never giving up on me. I lost my son, I lost my wife, or all these different things. He lost so much. As an indigenous man, that's brutal, right? And it's already hard for indigenous people because they have such generational trauma that just goes beyond a lot of what we know in America. And he was so thankful for this pastor because he's like, because this pastor was just loving on him and just showing him that he's cared for. And the pastor did a great job. He wasn't preaching. He wasn't doing anything. He was just saying, I love you. You're okay. Don't worry so much. Like, you're fine. And I think that's where religion for people comes in handy, is when people have such trauma and hardships that it levels out their thinking to know that they don't have to worry so much, right? They don't have to think about all these questions, these theological questions. They just have to know that they're loved. And that's where Christianity benefits a lot. Now, once you become a person who's going to preach the word and all these kind of things and pronounce it as truth and all these kind of wild, strong theological, like stances, then I think it's best to study. But for the common man, there's a lot of joy and good stuff that comes from it. And the same for Buddhism too, I think, and Islam. I think there's good things that can come from that too. People need structure. They need obedience. If we didn't have these people trying their best to sacrifice like their desires for drinking or smoking or being abusive or whatever, and then they could have a more chaotic world. But I guess that's not a statistic, obviously, because in some of the most happy countries that are atheist, they're some of the happiest countries in the world. So I don't know. They're like Netherlands and Switzerland and stuff like that. They're not necessarily Christian, is what I'm saying. But I'm not trying to say hate on people who believe in Christianity. This is an education for those people who need to learn and haven't had the time to actually study because they've been too busy with other stuff. Okay, so we have here What I'm doing is kind of detailing the hairs. And this is part of my style, just to let you guys know, is that I detail the hairs, and as for the skin, I leave it less detailed. I mean, I throw a little bit of wrinkles in the skin and whatnot, but it gives really good negative space for everything that has to be detailed in the back. So skin, flesh, I like to leave it blank, and you see a lot of comic book artists do the same. And they'll detail because the clothing takes up so much space and eyeball, awareness and stuff like that. But skin shouldn't have to do that. Now you can do, if your image is mostly skin, then you can detail the skin with lines that are curvature around. And I'll show you. It's kind of like, I can go ahead and do this. Right? To give some kind of texture to the... But this is very comic book style too, just to let you know. They do this a lot too. But theirs has got a lot more of a cross-hatching file, more rough. It's when you make a lot more precision in these lines that it becomes more classical style. Oh my god, what did I do to my hip? Ugh, sorry guys. Oh, I just gotta pop my hip out. Whew. Holy crap, ho. I gotta pop my back. Like, give me a second, guys. Oh, son of a biscuit. Oh. Hold on. I don't know if I made it better or not. Okay. Ow. Ow. Oh, jeez. Jesus, heal me. Oh my god. Okay, let's get back to work. So, I need to use black though. I need to darken in a lot of this. And the light source is actually coming from two places, coming from the sun up here, and then God over here. Now, I'm not drawing God. God is floating around as a ball of light. So, don't get all excited. That is the best way to draw him for now, because the funny thing is God actually takes shape of humans. In the Bible, he does it a few times. Angel of the Lord comes by, but it is the Lord, right? The burning bush and stuff like that. He originally appears as a human before the bush, or as can be interpreted, right? So the question is, will I make God look like a human? The answer is yes and no. Oh. It's my cliffhanger tactic. Anyways, the movie Crow is coming out. The Crow. I think it's either out already or it's coming out. And I'm going to go see it probably tomorrow before my shift at work. Don't know if you've seen it, but it is a phenomenal movie originally with Brandon Lee. And then the City of Angels is like, I'm watching City of Angels right now to have her like, I forgot how weird it is. I'm going to go through all of the Crows, except for there's one like Redemption or something. It looks really cheesy, but I guess I have to watch it no matter what. Ugh. We'll see. We'll see how bad it is. But since you're on Frozzy, actually, you know what? I'll give you a sneak peek at something I've been working on. Well, you know what? Actually, I don't even have it with me. Never mind. I was going to show you the cover of the Rook. Oh, man, that sucks. Darn it. Never mind. Whoa. Okay. Hey, is my... Oh, okay, I thought my feed was lagging. My bad, guys. So what I do is I draw like another shapes that are similar to the outside rim. If I'm gonna black it all in, that way it just helps me understand how much shading I need to do. If it's a lot of shading, then I'll pull out a different pen. Oh my god, I freaking jacked up my back. Thank you, Frozzy. I appreciate the compliment. Trying to give it some nice, pretty detail work. Oh, you're all good. You're all good. You don't have to... You don't have to let me know what you're doing. You do you. I finally got to, if you saw the earlier, what's happening in the video, I introduced the, oh my god, I'm back. The Spider-Man versus Batman drawing I did. I'm about to mail it off to Harsha in India. But I just had to go get find a printer that I like that's affordable, and I found an old couple, like an old man and old woman who do have a printer shop. Now they're not like art printers; they're like more brochures and stuff. But they said if I bring in specific paper, they'll use it. So I'm like super stoked because that means I can purchase really cool paper to print my art on. We'll see how it goes. Artist pain, man, Frozzy. Artist pain, back hurting. Oh, hey, Lost in Retro. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's been a minute, huh? Lost in Retro. Hey, Emilio, I went back to the Rhodium Market on Monday, like you said. And dude, that t-shirt place wasn't even there. I was so disappointed because like I was looking for the t-shirt place so I get $3 t-shirts. I got nothing. I got a tan line. That's what I got. So I have to go back on Sunday. I have this next Sunday off. I'm gonna go over there and see if I can get some t-shirts. Because I'm going to Korea this month or next month, and I need to have some like stuff to give away and like wear. I went to Ross and got a cool $10 t-shirt of Peanuts. It's like the ugliest shirt I've ever seen, but for some reason I like it. You ever get that? You ever get a shirt that's like it's so ugly, but then you're like, I don't know why I like it. I like it. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I like the shirt. Back is murdering me. You have a new chair and you haven't even assembled it yet? Oh man, I would have had that thing ready and locked and loaded right when I got it. A new chair feels the best. I've been using this chair that I think we found on the side of the road for like, I've been using it for years. It's like totally janky. Oh, it's so janky. But chairs are expensive, man. I know Facebook Marketplace has some and Craigslist, so I need to just look on that. It's got a what? It has a broad base. Oh, nice. Nice, nice. Well, as long as it doesn't give you back problems, it's good. Thought about just doing standing desks. I used to do that for my live stream because standing was better for my back. But it takes those pegs to lift off the ground, and it's just so much work. Okay. Okie dokie, yeah? Yeah. Adam is looking dope. I like the way Adam looks. You want to hear something funny? Is that my family name, the surname, right, is Lamb, Lamb, like the, you know, the animal. But my grandfather, he was a lamb, right? But then my grandmother, she's an Adams. So like Adam and the lamb. I'm like, dude, and they're, you know, very country folk, but my heritage is very religious. Adams and lambs. Just need to find an Eve. Well, me and my wife is my Eve, but I always thought that was funny because like my name is Joshua, right? But the name Joshua also means Jesus, Yeshua, right? Yeshua Lamb. So I could be the Antichrist. Just to let you guys know, I could very much be the ender of all worlds. How fun would that be? Or I could be the second coming. Who knows? You never know. It's crazy that people believe that some people are like the Jesus of today and stuff. Wild crap. Marvel Jesus. Deadpool was hilarious. If you haven't seen it, go watch Deadpool. Could be the ender of good thoughts. That's true. Well, if I am the Antichrist, I'll spare you, Frozzy. So you don't worry. You're in good hands. Okay, so these lines look really good. This is I get blasphemous thoughts all the time. Uh, it's part of the artist brain. Oh man, my entire thought process is blasphemous. You think you have blasphemous thoughts, man? Okay. These lines aren't as good as these lines. Not too happy with that, but it's okay. It happens. In fact, I need to cover this up anyway, so it works out. I've been experimenting with the times. I've been like trying to figure out what time I should start doing live stream. Today I did it at 7 and it didn't really work out. Obviously, it's just you, Frozzy, which is still fine. I'm cool with that. You know, you're always good company. I'm trying to get where I can get the most people, but I haven't had a lot of people join my live streams in a while. In fact, it's almost like every time I live stream, I lose followers, which feels like a very Instagram thing that's happening. Because I was like, YouTube shouldn't do that. Who goes online just to delete who they're following unless they don't like their content that much? Which makes me wonder, is my content really that bad? We've talked about this before, I think, but 7 o'clock seems a little bit earlier than usual, but I'm trying to find a good, nice little medium. I might even go back to doing daily stuff. Just wake up early and do early mornings. That way I can get it done. But I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Like shorter live streams, like 30-minute live streams, maybe. I don't know. Haven't decided. Oh my god. It's fine. It's part of the tree, so they'll never know. So the Micron 003 is one of the best for the very thin details that I have to do with this image. If not, there's actually one better. The Copic 003. Now this bad boy is tiny for some reason. It's like, I feel like it's a 002 almost. Frozzy says, I'm writing a story about a character that feels probably what God... Oh gosh. That's intense. Oh yeah, how are your stories coming? How's your characters and everything? Have they been feeling pretty good, you know? I'm really excited to see what you've created. Like, man, I think everybody's pretty excited about it. You know, it's good, man. It's really good. It's super hard to create characters like that too, because you know it's so in depth and so deep that it has to really work. And so when you do pull it off, like, you know, props to you. Oh, you submitted this Sunday? Gosh. Are you nervous? How do you feel about it? I'd be nervous. You hated every moment of doing it? Oh my gosh. What was what was the hardest part of doing it? What was like the thing that drove you insane? Because every artist has a different reason, right? Like mine is obedience to the subject. I hate doing what people tell me to do without outside of my style. What's your thing? What's the thing that's kind of like been the hardest thing for your art? I think a lot of people would love to know, you know? You have short amount of time. It's not hard. It's a lot of boring work and tedious. Short amount of time to do it. Yeah, I can see that, man. That's rough. Yeah, tedious work is always like, especially when it's not your creative control, it's never fun to do tedious work. Like when you have to do like an apple and like a certain thing and all this kind of stuff, and you have to do it with pencil. It's just no fun. It's just no fun. You know, whether it's helpful or not, it's just no fun. Still life. I hated still life. Like I don't know. Not necessarily is it bad for your art because it definitely helps you, but and it's boring. Try it. Stop beating crap off the floor. Sorry, my pug is eating something random off the floor. Doing art is the best. It is. It truly is. I'm excited for next month because next month I'm going to take you guys to Korea on a live stream in Korea. Like I don't know how I'm gonna do it actually. Now that I've thought about it, I don't know how I'm gonna live stream without internet Wi-Fi. Maybe I'll have to get Wi-Fi at the cafe. But I want to show everybody what the artists in Korea are doing. So I might have to post a video, or I am going to post a video on like all the artists, because Korean artists are freaking fantastic. You know, Kim Jong-il, he's like an anomaly because most Korean artists are not like him at all. They are much more. They're just different. They don't do what he does. So I'm excited to kind of explore all the cool arts, the old school arts as well. Classical artists of Korea are really cool. I really like their style. But also some of the new age artists. I used to live in the art district of Seoul, South Korea. And so I miss those art stores. They have literally everything. Yeah, Kim is pretty dope. He was. I'm so sad he's dead. Doesn't even make sense why he's dead. It really doesn't even make any sense whatsoever how he died. He was pretty young too. He was like 40 something, I think. They said he had a heart attack, but I mean, who knows? Who knows? One of those things God only knows. Yeah, that's true. Only God knows a lot of He knows a lot of things. JFK, Abraham Lincoln, how Mariah Carey gets her voice so high. You know? All kinds of crap. Man, an hour of detailing, that's how much work I've gotten done. Makes me feel like I've gotten nothing done. I mean, he definitely looks better, that's for sure. But still, I'm a long way from a fully fleshed out Adam. I know, right? So many good artists leaving us. So sad. Very, very sad. Oh yeah, Akira Toriyama. I know. You know what makes me sad about that death is that there's not enough interviews that are translated into English about his process. Like he had so much information to give, and I think he thought he'd probably live longer, so he never. I don't know if he gave it on purpose or whatnot, but like he was pretty much worshipped by all guys around the planet, right? We all owe him the greatest amount of gratitude. I mean, almost more than Stan Lee, I would say, because even though Stan Lee gave us, the comic book era and everything like that, Akira, I don't know, he gave us freaking powerful stuff. I don't know how to explain it. Like, stuff that just changed my childhood all the way through. Man. So sad. Well, yeah, I mean Akira's story. That's why I think Akira's was so detrimental to us guys because we followed him through his imagination. Where Stan Lee just gave us characters, but those characters weren't consistent at all. None of Hulk and everybody. They weren't deep, right? I mean, they have depth to them. Don't get me wrong, they do have depth, but they're not like. You could only breathe in those characters through comic books, which were always drawn by someone else or created by someone else. Whereas DBZ or something like this was created so thoroughly, right? Like, it had so much, like, what is the word? And his mangas, like Dragon Ball was like, I don't know how to explain Dragon Ball. I think it was something that just hit every boy differently. It punched you in the face and said, you can be powerful throughout work. You can evolve. I don't know how to explain it. It just, yeah, it went on for so long. Maybe that's what it was. But you gotta remember, Toriyama was like, he was 68 years old, which is still young, I guess. But he was born in 1955. Like, that's crazy. Toriyama, so sad. But okay, guys, just want to let you know that we're ending this right now. If you've just joined, I hope that you like and subscribe to the channel. I have a live stream every Tuesday and Thursday, slightly different times, but you can stay posted for when I have. If you click the notification button, it'll let you know. But yeah, please like and subscribe. That'll definitely help me out. This is the beginning of Adam. I didn't really finish him because he's a lot of detail. This guy's a lot of detail. I might do this on my free time to finish up more, so I can get Eve drawn back in the background again, and God and the fig tree and stuff. But this isn't even actually the original paper. This is the original paper I'll be drawing on. It's watercolor paper, very thick. But the reason why I'm choosing this to draw on and create the whole narrative in is because, honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you, I thought it was thinner than this. I'm just gonna see what happens. Anyways, yeah. Frozzy, thank you for joining. And yeah, I agree with everything you just said. But yeah, thank you for joining. If you're creative, go create, have fun, do your thing. Don't stress out. Art is meant to be hilariously awesome, and you rock and roll, and you're an amazing artist. And I can't wait to see your stuff, all of you. And have a great night, Frozzy. Have a great night, everybody. And see you soon.